Just around a year ago today, I made a pretty low effort game in a few days, called Noob Tycoon. I was mostly trying to see how quickly I could get a finished product out, along with testing out how the ads manager worked. What I hadn't expected was waking up the next day with around 300 to 400 people playing it due to the ads that I had put on it. Now I was obviously thrilled, but there were a few glaring issues. Firstly, the UI was basic, not fun to interact with, and simply just bad quality. But that's the small issue. The big issue was the coding of the game itself. Not only was it causing mass amounts of lag, probably due to memory leaks and God only knows what else, but because of how poor the coding was, trying to send out updates was an absolute nightmare, taking literal hours to just add more Tycoon buttons. That's pretty bad. That's really bad. Now I've done a lot of talking on how bad it is, and I'm going to do a bit more in this clip. But how about I actually show you what the game looked like? As you can see, it kind of looks pretty crappy, in my opinion. But it was still something that I was proud of at the time, and I think it does pretty well. But it's very laggy, very framey. That's probably not a good thing. There's probably memory leaks and all types of things going on that probably shouldn't be going on for a game like this. So this was the full game right here. The whole concept was pretty similar to a game that you've probably seen before, which was, I think it was Zombie Merging Tycoon or something like that. I can't even remember now. It's been almost a year, like I said. The premise was buying noobs, and then when you had about, like, I think 3 or more, you were able to combine them into a bigger one, which would be like this guy. So the first one would be like a normal noob, and the next one would be like the big noob, and then the next one would be this guy or something like that. So it just gave you incentive to put more into it and then get cooler, and I don't know, they make you more money, man. I'd say it's pretty bad, at least looking back on it now. And I feel that I could do 10 times better than I did back then, with more efficient coding that'll allow me to not only make an improved version of the old game, but also adding even more new features to make it a brand new experience. As you saw by the title and thumbnail, today I'll be getting started on entirely recreating this game. Another thing I made, totally off camera or not for a video or anything, just to improve coding, was an entire Tycoon engine. I made this about 2 months after I made the new Merging Tycoon. I guess that about lines up. I actually haven't opened it on purpose so that we can look at it together. It's been a while. So as you can see, there is the circle. I already remember that part. And it would auto set up by itself as soon as you load into the game. Boomity boppity. As you can see, that works. Yeah, it's pretty much just like a normal dropper, normal Tycoon. This system is a lot better than it was before, because instead of actually being hard-coded, there's actually zero coding in this Tycoon at all. It's all completely done in other places, handled elsewhere, and you don't even have to code when you want to add anything to it, because it's all done through the attributes. And you can select the currency, drop value, Game Pass ID if you want it to be a Game Pass thing. Next button you want to show, if there's a second button you want to show, the price of what you want the button to be. I think type is for a Game Pass. Like if you wanted to do the Game Pass, I think you set that to like Game Pass or something, but I probably have it coded somewhere. I can go look at it. Visible, so I'm pretty sure that would be if the button shows up. So the dropper 1, because that's the one that we loaded in as, the first one that you bought. So that has price of 0 and it's visible on spawn, but the other ones are not visible, so it doesn't show up. And then lastly, the visual names. So obviously these have like dropper 1, dropper 2, but these aren't like visual names that I want to show off to people. So I have another attribute for visual name. But yeah, this is entirely set up. I mean, like, it's done. Like literally all I have to do is just make the map. I mean, I do have to code in the merging features, but everything else is in there for me. Alrighty, so let's get started by just building out some of this Tycoon here. Pretty much I just need a base to work with so that I can start coding stuff. Oh my god. Kitty, why? Buddy, I'm working. Fine, come in. I'm on. You're such a brat. Don't stop me from working. I'm still working, baby. You stay still. I don't think it came out bad. Although it's obviously nowhere near complete, I'm still trying to think of what features I want to add inside and outside of the building, or if I even want to have a building at all. I might make it a very open area for the players, with the building being a smaller focus instead. Alrighty, I spent like an hour doing this, but it actually works. It's a little effect for when you click on the button. Yep, that's literally it. I mean, that's not technically it. The color is actually set automatically before you even start the game. As you can see, both of the colors are actually white. It's actually set through an attribute right here so that I don't have to recolor them by myself. Which makes it a little bit easier for me. Other than that, I didn't do anything. That's the only new thing I added. I just wanted it to look a little better. After getting the new button that we'll be using for the Tycoon, I also got the new building set up with the Tycoon engine. Alrighty, the droppers are placeholder, of course. They're not going to be in here forever. For now, I need them so that I can actually make money. It took me just a little bit, I'd say about like 30 minutes around there, but I got the new Tycoon fully set up. Or the new building, I guess you could say. As you can see, it works. Nice, nice, nice. So I forgot to record me setting it up, but I have the button that I want. Right? Oh, what am I doing? I have the button that I want right here to buy noobs, and then I have the origin set up somewhere around here. I can't find it, but I'm gonna set it up so that you can actually buy noobs, and they will show up on this little line right here.
Is your birthday October, November, or December?
Oh, it worked! I actually did not expect that. Wait. I think that should be all it needs. Hopefully. Okay, we're getting there. But then it stops there. Why is it doing? Am I being dumb? Anything times 0 is 0, right? Or am I thinking of division? I can't even remember. What's 0 times 4? Yeah, it's 0. Okay, I'm not going crazy, dude. I'm not going crazy. Yeah, you know, I don't think it's supposed to be doing that. I don't think it's supposed to be doing that. I think it should be proper this time. I know it's still going backwards, but I'm just trying to get it to go in rows, man. I'm just trying to get it to go in rows. No! I think it's gonna work. I have a good feeling about this one. Oh my god! My god! It's working, it's working, it's working. I did all this stupid frickin' working, now it's working. Alrighty, and now it's about perfect. I think I need to stop saying alrighty when I start opening my clips, because I think I do that like all the time. But yeah, I put it, obviously it's no longer going this way, and then I spent a couple minutes adjusting the offset so that it's about where I want it. I think maybe I'll make it go a little bit higher, but other than that, it works. As you can see, I just added the 10, and I should be able to buy, yep, oh, that actually works, let's go. You can buy 10 noobs in a row. Let's just keep it going. I'm gonna make the noobs dance when you spawn them in. That's gonna be my big contribution at 9:30 in the morning. Alrighty, so now they should do random dances. Yeah, look at that. You got the Peter Parker. I didn't add a crazy amount of dances, so there's a couple duplicates, but got a couple in there. They're jamming out, dude. That's awesome. I love that. I think that should fix it. Of course, I could be wrong. Oh my god. Okay, my game's Okay, that worked. That worked. That worked. And it doesn't break when you try to load the next one because it has checks to make sure that there is a next one. That's awesome. Let's try doing a bunch. Tiny little lag, but I mean, I'd say it's handling it pretty darn well. Let's make a couple more variants just for fun. Alright, so obviously, I will make them look better later on. I just did this temporarily. But first you got your red guy. Or, well, first you get your blue guy, and then he turns into the red guy. Alright. Then your red guy turns into your purple guy. Get a couple guys in here. 2 more purple guys. There's 3 purple guys, and then you merge them again, and you got... But yeah, you got your tears, and they work. It looks nice. I love that. That is so smooth. Awesome, awesome. I love that. That's so cool. I am on kind of a roll because I started working on it and I kind of forgot to record. We got our first drop here that I'm going to start setting up. I didn't set it up yet, but they are going to be dropping tiny versions of their own head. And there we go. That works. Little tiny. Oh, it's going to be cursed. Just seeing a bunch of them. Alright, so this should be all set up, at least the dropping part of it. And then next I can work on collecting it. Might have to move them a little bit forward, or make them drop a little bit further. I could just make them drop a bit further, they're hitting off of that. Yeah, it's perfect. Almost right in the middle. I mean, I'm not too worried about it being in the middle, they're just gonna be, probably be a lot anyway. Alright, now let's mess with, let's just go ham with it, even though I can't collect. Oh, jeez. Getting a little laggy. Yeah, I'm obviously gonna add some limits to this, of course. So, I was thinking off camera, because I don't think there's much thinking that you can do on camera, but instead of spawning them for all players, that we just tally up the number of the orbs that the player has, and when they touch it, it collects on the client. At first you're like, oh, well, they can exploit it. Well, I'm actually going to be, on the server, I'm going to be tracking the number of orbs that are actually spawned. So on the server, I'm only going to be tallying numbers, but on the client, it'll be showing the actual orbs. There's probably going to be a way to exploit it, maybe for like an auto-collect thing, but I'll find a solution for that off camera. And see if that works. It actually does. Let's check the server and make sure they don't exist. Yep, see, there's nothing there on the server. That's awesome. And the value should be set properly. So right now the value should be the exact same. What I'm talking about is I have 2 different values, which is the amount of orbs that there are, and then the value altogether of the orbs. That will start becoming different once I add expensive noobs. So we'll let that run for a tiny bit, and as you can see, the orb value starts to go higher than the actual amount of orbs because these guys are producing better value. Alright, that's awesome. That works. That is great. I think this should be about good. I'll probably keep adjusting it so that the collection is a bit more satisfying and not doing that. That's just a simple collision group fix. And with that done, that'll be the end for today's video. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep posted on this game's progress, consider liking, subscribing, and possibly hyping the video if you can. It's a newer feature that YouTube is doing. And speaking of YouTube features, I've finally been given access to channel memberships. So if you'd like to support me even more, I would genuinely appreciate it a ton. But anyway, that's all for me. No more selling out. Peace out and have a good one.